Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ass Hat Podcast on YouTube. More in-depth look at some of these comics. I got in that huge box from the thrift. Thank you so much to a certain person. She's kind of keeps her online identity kind of hidden, so. But what we got here, we got Elfquest 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So this last run of Elfquest, these are all the Warp Graphics magazine size. Let me find a normal comic. Found a normal comic. I'm just going to line this. I always like doing it. Look at the size difference. See how much wider and taller it is? And that's why these are kind of hard to find even in beat up shape, because a lot of comic shops don't stock these, because where are they going to put them, you know? And I'll be honest, I've not read a lot of Elfquest. This is one of those that I knew of. I heard about these. God damn. But never saw them anywhere, and I didn't really see Elfquest anywhere until Marvel. I think it was in the 80s. I'm not sure. Yeah, it had to be, because I was still in elementary school. Started reprinting this original run through Epic. And I saw issues here, and I just never read, because I was like, oh, that's old, so I don't give a shit, you know. Now, it's like, Elfquest is pretty cool, you know. So what we got here? We got issue 16. This is our first print. It's $1.50, and this came out in, ooh, man. Oh, Announcing a Distant Soil by Colleen Doran. Yes, Colleen Doran, amazing artist. I love Distant Soil. Sucks it's never gotten finished as far as I know. She got, treated like shit in the comic industry. It comes out 3 times a year, February, June, and October. This is from '83. Entire content, Accepting the Distant Soil, copyright Warp Graphics. And then as you see, these are, you know, about the size of like Marvel's Savage Sword of Conan, or, you know, any of the Marvel black and white magazines. Amazing art, I mean, just gorgeous art. And that's why you only got 3 issues a year, because it took a while for the Peonies. It's Wendy and Richard Peony. That's where Warp comes from. Wendy, W, and A, Richard R. Peony Graphics. That's where it comes from. And last I looked into, you know, Marvel did them, and then they left there. They went back to their own company they did some more stuff. Then DC had the rights for a while and put out some really nice hardcovers. And when those, after that, I think Dark Horse does it now. And there's more to it. There's a lot of Wendy and Richard Peony Elfquest stuff. I've heard it's not nearly as good as this, so I've never really messed with it. And these, I have not read these yet. I just picked them up, and I thought I'm going to do a flip through these issues. Some gorgeous, I mean, just gorgeous art in this. Yeah, the line work and the details, like, look at this. I mean, it's showing them warmth, but look at that. You know, this took some time, and even a comic that, let's just say it's a comic that I don't give a flying fuck about the story. All great art, like Colleen Doran's Distant Soil. And she was young when she was doing this. Amazingly talented artist. Sadly, you know, she's kind of got fucked over. She got really fucked over by DC. I knew her mostly, I knew of her. Mostly what I knew her for before I found some issues of Distant Soil. She did some work on, pretty sure she did some work on Neil Gaiman's Sandman. I said, just gorgeous, gorgeous art. Okay, and then we go back to the Elfquest stuff. I wish I had a little pager saying, hey, Elfquest back, but, yeah. And I got a buddy of mine, I'm going to throw his name out there. I know he watches most of my video, old Dale Roy. Tell me how he loves Elfquest. And Dale, I'm going to break it to you in this video. Once I get through reading these are probably coming to you, man. I don't have a lot of room to store comics this size, and I know you love it more than I do, so, you know, loyal supporter. That's kind of like, you know, y'all see the packages from Cody LL I get in. I sent him one just recently. He does not do videos, so he didn't do a video unboxing, but I hooked him up. I hooked him up with some stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I've always been. You help support me, I support you. Just like recently, I'll throw this out there. I work on the co-host on the King of Wrestling Around the Indies podcast. That's the Friday episodes. And recently, matter of fact, the episode that went out October 9th. I don't know when this video is going up. Look for the October 9th episode. We brought on, Brandon asked me if I want to come on and interview Dirty Doug Weiser. He's a wrestler in Limitless Wrestling up in Maine. I was like, yeah, I love Dirty Doug. He looks like they took a hobo, with a big old dirty hobo with a beard, and threw a lucha mask on. I'm like, man, that's what I look kind of like. Yeah, I'm a big old tall guy with a beard, with a lucha mask on when I'm at shows. So got on, well, talking to the guy, I'm already a fan, and he mentioned he had shirts for sale. I went and got me a shirt. Because right now, wrestling is dying right now because of the virus going on. A lot of people can't even work. And when they can, the shows can't draw that many people, so they ain't getting paid as much. They're making the money off their shirts. I didn't mind spending I'm a big guy, I have to wear a 3X, but with shipping and everything, it was like $30. I don't mind paying that for a great shirt. Yeah. Yeah, and with comic artists right now, some comics ain't even come out. Get in touch with us, see if they do commissions. See if they sell shirts. Try to help out as much as you can. Look at that wolf. Maggie. I see a wolf look like you. And she's in the other room staring at me like, why aren't you sitting down? Why can't I sit in your lap? I don't like this. Nice letter pages. Info, convention listings. Shirts, fan club. I mean, they were big on merch back in the day. And there's supposed to be an Elfquest cartoon multiple times. It's just never come to fruition. 2-edge. That is a great piece of art. Well, here's issue 17. And these I'm just going to kind of flip through a little faster. But this is when, okay, this would be 83. Okay, 83 is when they were doing the Marvel one, because it says right here, Tales from the Room of Squasher, Part 1. Seems to be no sooner let word out that Marvel Comics plans to reprint the 20-issue run of Elfquest when we started getting frantic letters. How could you sell out your characters like that? Some want to know. Will Marvel change anything around? Asked others. Don't worry, the plain vanilla truth is this. Marvel has agreed to reprint Elfquest in 4-color comic format. They want us to work closely with them to make sure the translation is faithful. And the second squad. No, Elfquest will not die out when issue 20 is published. There are too many other projects. We want to do a graphic novel, The Blood of the 10 Chiefs anthology, sequels to the novel, the animated film, and so much more. Myth Adventures. I've read Myth Adventures. Let's say plot, editor, publisher, Richard Pini. Plot, script, and graphics, Wendy Pini. And Wendy Pini was a fan. That's how Richard met. They met at a convention for us. I know. And she actually, you look around, there's pictures from 70s comic conventions where she's dressed up as Red Sonja with a chainmail bikini. Great, amazing artist. Seems like one of the sweetest people in comics. And the only person I've ever heard, and same thing with Richard, the only time I've ever heard anything bad about Richard is when there was a split between Colleen Doran and Warp Graphics. And I don't think she's ever come out and said exactly what happened, but she blames a lot of it on Richard Pini. So I'm just thinking it's like money issues. I love this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big, long, elongated panels. And I've got an issue somewhere of the Marvel run, but I don't know what it reprints. I'd like to compare it to this, but I don't know. This is some really nice art right here. Excuse me. And this and Cerebus kind of got a fantasy boom going in comics, like in the 80s after Ninja Turtles became big, the black and white explosion happened. He had all these fantasy comics like The Realm and The Adventurers and a lot of elf stuff, Elf Lord, Elf Warrior, all this shit. There's probably an Elf Ninja, because ninjas were big too. And a lot of Barry Blair stuff, which, he's one of them where, I'm okay about separating the art from the artist, but with Barry Blair, I just can't. I mean, you can Google him and see what he's been accused of. He's not around anymore, but man, it's just some horrible, horrible stuff. Distant Soil. Now, all that stuff from Warp has been redone, or supposed to be redone, and she's changing a lot. We got Elf Notes, info page. Shirts, man, that's where the money is in the merch, baby. A Night in the Lives. That's cute. And the few times I've seen issues of this, they were not even in this good shape. They were in horrible. These are they're well read. These are reader copies, but even in this shape, I'm sure a comic shop would be asking $3 to $5 a pop. And my friend got this whole box for, she told me 5, and she goes, it might have been 10. And it's like 50 comics, so what's that, a quarter a book, something like that? Issue 18, that's a nice cover. And this is from, still 83, 84, February of 84. We're getting there, they're getting near the end here. And I hadn't seen it, but the elves ride wolves. Nobody's there, baby. My dog's looking out the front window right now. just really cool artwork, really cool little fantasy story. And this is this and Cerebus were one of some of the better fantasy titles out there. I have read a good chunk of The Adventurers, which was a hot comic for a while. It's not bad. The Realm is really good. A lot of the other ones really felt like whoever the writer was took his failed D&D campaign and made it into a comic. I think I've done a video on the Realm issue. I have. And one thing to point out, I know a lot of people, oh man, I love comics, don't have space for them. There is digital comics, All you need is, they're saved on cloud, and I'll catch shit for this, but I don't care. Look around. You can find online plenty of sites that have scans for free of comics going all the way back to the golden age to current. Like the day comics come out, the scans pop up. That's a good way to try something out before you buy. Now, if you say like you download, okay, for example, I'd heard about this series called The Humans from Image. It's about a world where it's kind of a Planet of the Apes world, where apes are in control, humans are, their pets basically. Well, The Humans is a biker gang. I like biker shit a little bit, so I did. I read all the issues. Download the scans, straight up. Download the scans, read them. It's like, this is fucking amazing. Went out and bought all the issues. If you download and like it, go buy the issues. Or if they're not easily available, find something else from that creative team and, put a little money in their pocket. Because if you don't, they might not make any more stuff. There's been comics I know of where they didn't finish them because too many people were downloading it and not buying the stuff. And one other thing I'd ask, if you're a comic fan, yes, I know Amazon has great prices. And the free shipping is very nice. And I will order comics from Amazon. Trades. But try to go, if you have a local comic shop available within you, even if you got to drive an hour, go there and buy stuff. By buying it through them, more money goes into the creator's pockets. If it's a comic where the creator makes money off of it. Image, a lot of your indies, the creator makes money off of it. Now, Marvel and DC, they get paid a flat rate as far as on that. Support your local comic shop. Don't be one of these fans that downloads everything, then, oh, well, I'll support the industry. I'll buy 2 trades a month off Amazon. You're not supporting the industry. And especially when you're buying, DC shit where that money ain't really going to the people. Look how many years it took, Bob Kane and Siegel and Schuster and all them to get even credit for creating the stuff that DC makes all their fortune off of. Batman. How much money does DC make every month off Batman? Or Time Warner, if you want to go that far. But, it took forever for Bob Kane to get credit. Bob Kane, not Bob Kane. Shit. Fuck. It's Bob Kane, isn't it? If I forgot, I'm sorry. My memory ain't the best. Keep on going through Elfquest here. But, I see too many comic fans doing that. And one of them especially, be on Twitter talking about, oh, I love your comics. I support you. No, you don't, motherfucker. You download everything. And then you try, oh, I went to a comic shop. Which one? Yeah. And you live... you live closer to a good comic shop than I do. Because I know where you live unless you move. I don't think you have. You're about 20 minutes from a good one. If I want to go to a really good comic shop that's not basically a card shop masquerading as a comic shop, I got to drive an hour. One way. And I do it. I'll throw it out there. Comic Commander, great comic shop. Up in the greater Jackson area. I love this big letter. Elfquest. That's kind of cute. Oh, that is badass. Gutter Crawl. This is issue 19. We're getting near the end. Issue 20 is the last issue of the story. Look at that art, man. Huh. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down one day soon. I might end up doing that today. I'm going to sit down and find scans of the warp versions of issues 1 through 15. And read those and sit down and read these. Because this art's just, I'm loving this art. Flipping through it, I'm like, that's why every once in a while I'll go quiet, so I'm really checking out the art here. Look how the line work and, Yeah, I remember this is 83, 84. This is before computers, computers were used on comics. So, they did this by hand. That's why you only got 3 issues a year, but, hell. They made a little cottage industry out of Elfquest here, and they did really well. At least my eyes, I think they did. They're still around. You're cordially invited to the celebration of Elfquest 20, the end of the quest. 42nd World Science Fiction Convention, Anaheim Convention Center, Anaheim, California, August 30th through September 4th. Remember back when conventions were a thing? Yeah. Elfquest questionnaire. And that's one kind of thing that's kind of neat about this is there was so much time between issues. If you read, say, like I read issue 19 and sent a letter, there's a good chance my letter will pop up in 20. You know, they spaced it out fairly good. The music. Dalgota. Fantagraphics. I want to say that's best known for what? First appearance of Usagi Yojimbo? I think that's it. Lord Vol. And then we got just 2 more issues, people. I know these are going long. I'm doing a lot of long ones. Issue 20, Quest In Part 2. The Wolf Riders. I guess it's like the Snow Elves. This came out October 84, so I guess 85 is issue 21. And I said, just some beautiful, beautiful art. Let's see if anything really just stands out. And these are all age. I mean, they're a little violent. I have not seen any nudity in these. Now, these were not put through the comic code, of course, because they're magazine size. They wouldn't have to. But, I didn't see anything here that, like, a kid, 8 or older could watch. If you let your kid watch Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or Harry Potter, they could read this. And there's so many. I mean, there's the black and white. There's the color. And another good fantasy series. I can't really mention it. Bone. Bone is another great fantasy series that I know a lot of kids have read it because it's part of the advanced reader program, AR reading in schools. And that book, the big all-in-one volume, is worth a pile of points. As a matter of fact, for example, my cousin's oldest boy, he's 18 now. He turned 18 back in January. He just graduated high school recently. When he was in school, I'd loaned him. I'd gotten a few of the Bone Scholastic color reprints. The books with the color. So I let him borrow them, and he loved it. So one year for Christmas, me and my mother went together because she always gets him. Her and my dad always get this cousin's kids presents. I always get them presents. Well, we went together because the big all-in-one book is fairly expensive. It's probably like $40, but it's like a phone book. It's that thick. Oh God, I'm dating myself by saying phone book, but fuck it. So we got it for him. Well, he got it, and same time that Christmas, he got like a Nintendo Wii or some new game system. So he was just about the video. He's a video game kid. He's that generation. Well, I go down that year in May, April or May, whenever CoastCon was the year. He's going to CoastCon. When I found he's in trouble. He got in trouble at school. So he's grounded to his room. He's allowed to go to CoastCon because I'm coming down, but that's it. He's got to do it. He can't play any video game. I go in there. He's just grounded to his room. He don't have a TV in his room. He can't play his DS, I go in, and he's just moving. Ain't nothing to do, laying on bed. I'm like, Jared, what's wrong? Ain't nothing to do. I'm stuck in my room. I'm like, okay, well, you got all these board games. You got all these toys. Hell, you got the Big Bone all-in-one collection. Sit down and read that. I didn't think of that. He sat down, and over the course of because I got down 2 days before CoastCon. I always showed up early so I could spend time with the family and go to CoastCon. In 2 or 3 days, he read the entire thing. He was like, oh, that was amazing. Thank you. He was asking Mom for permission when I was room so he'd come thank me for it. I'm like, Jared, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't know if he still has it or not. I'm hoping if he decided to get rid of it, to contact me like, hey, you want this? And that's the end of Elfquest. But, and he ended up using it in his advanced reader thing, like I was talking about, and got a lot of points. Winlock, Ransong, and Shishin. Shinshin. And then we get this issue. It's the only one I really flipped through before this. Issue 21, because I like that cover. It looks airbrushed. And this is, what it basically is just letters and all kinds of other stuff that had not been published before, or had gotten sketches from sketchbooks, or sketches they did at conventions. A long letter page. The art from the original Elfquest presentation package, that for obvious reasons we left out in the gather room. There was an Elfquest idea for a comic strip, and then we get, 2 pages of it. Pre-production art. Sketches. More letter page. Convention sketches. That's our thing, Right now there is no conventions. But once they're back, go to your favorite artist, how much for a sketch? Yeah, they're not cheap. I'll be honest, there's certain artists I'd love to get a sketch from, but I ain't got the hundreds it costs. But if I did, and it's one of a kind. That's the thing. It's one of a kind. You own that. Nobody else. They might reprint it in like a sketchbook they sell at conventions, but you own the original. And that's I've got some original art up on my wall. I cannot remember the artist's name. It's a George Romero piece, which George Romero with his glasses. And reflecting glasses is the zombie from the cover of... Motherfucker. The zombie for Dawn of the Dead and the zombie from Night of the Living Dead. That was called, let me know, people are coming home, so I gotta finish up, but just, you know, just a nice little kind of like compendium piece here. And just different Elfquest appearances and other comments, like Kitty Pryde wore an Elfquest shirt. I remember that. 153. I was reading X-Men by then. And pictures from conventions. Really nice piece of it looks like airbrushed art. And that's it. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me them thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, share this video. You know, if you know somebody's in Elfquest, hey, this guy just did, rambled for 22 minutes almost on Elfquest. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.